Hi everyone, my name is Virginia Duan and I am also known as Mandarin Mama online, and you can check out my writing and stuff, I guess, at mandarinmama.com. That's M-A-M-A. Today I'd like to try out a new thing, and I'm going to be talking about writing and yeah, writing. So it's a tip in 5 minutes or less for writing, and which, for those of you who know me, we'll see how it goes because I tend to yammer on. All right, so today's tip is actually inspired by a conversation I had with someone at the Watermark conference this during lunch, and the question is, how do you start writing? Like, how do you write something? And the first thing I would say, one of the most important things that you need to know is, who is your audience? Who are you writing for? Before you write anything, you need to think about who you are writing this for. So for myself, on my blog, mandarinmama.com, I write for 3 people: who I was, who I used to be, who I am now, and who I hope to be, or who I will become. So that is who I'm writing to. And so that encompasses a lot of things, and it's very easy in the sense that I can write basically as myself because I'm writing to myself. So if you happen to overlap with that, great. If not, it's not for you. So, so yeah, that's who I write to. And so all my pieces, whether it's about teaching kids Chinese, whether it's about homeschooling, whether it's about BTS, whether it's about writing, whatever I write about, it is to one of 3 people: who I was, who I am, and who I will be. So who are you writing to? Are you writing a corporate blog? If you are writing a corporate blog, who is reading this blog? It's a different audience. You would write differently if you are writing to prospective clients, partners, people in the industry, right? If you're a thought leader, you would approach things differently than if you're writing to, me. Let's say your blog is about, your corporate blog is about widgets, and your goal is to your blog is aimed towards people who know nothing about widgets. You're going to write that differently than if you are like an industry thought leader and you are leading, that you're teaching people who already have some background about widgets, right? So who is your audience, and write to that audience. Today I was live tweeting from the Watermark conference, and so this was a different audience. It's not necessarily for my blog, right? So I had to think about, who am I tweeting for? So in my mind, I thought of three people again. The general conference goer, so that's kind of like me, right? I went to this conference because I wanted to learn stuff. So people who go to this conference, what are they looking for if I'm live tweeting a session, if you're reading tweets in a session that you have not attended? 2, the Watermark conference staff, like what would they want to see from these live tweets? And then 3, the speakers, right? The sessions that I'm live tweeting. So what would they like to see also? So these are the 3 main people in this audience. You can choose to only cater to one. You can choose, I could have chosen anything I wanted, right? So, but I chose to cater to these 3. So what do conference goers want? That overlaps with what does the Watermark conference itself want, which also overlapping with what does the speaker want. And ultimately, it's to highlight the information that the speaker is to give, right? That's the main overlap between all 3 groups. What is the speaker trying to convey or teach, or what are the main thoughts that are the main points of this thing? So that's what I chose to live tweet and write. So depending on your medium, you need to, how many words it requires. It's actually harder for fewer words. And it's a lot easier, I guess, with more words, because you don't have to think as hard. But my point is, again, consider your audience. And so that's my 5-minute underwriting tip for the day or the week. We'll see how it goes. And again, that's to keep your audience in mind. Thank you for listening. My name is Virginia Duan, and I write at mandarinmama.com.